So I'm Jane Upson, and I'm a teacher with the Early Childhood Intervention Service, which is part of the Department of Education. And in the northeast we service from Bridport across to Winnaleah and down sort of St Helens, Bicheno area as well. And our role is supporting children birth to 4 who have developmental delays in 2 or more areas, or who have a diagnosed disability. Our main goal is working with the whole family to support that child. Our mission, our emphasis is very much on those partnerships and encouraging children to be active and successful and to meaningfully participate in the community. Working with families is really incredibly rewarding, and seeing the progress of children working on their strengths is really important. Yeah, we're building on those strengths, and sometimes it's helping families recognise those strengths, because it's pretty tough 24/7 working with, living with children with disability or delay. So sometimes you can become a bit overwhelmed. So having someone help point out those strengths and work on that basis can be quite helpful. Seeing children in settings that's part of them, part of their community, I think it really helps build up acceptance for all families, and some role models as well. Sometimes it gives families a chance to practice some of the things they might have learnt in therapy as well, practice them out in community. And it's best practice tells us that working in community is what's most beneficial for children, and if we can start that intervention or that support as early as possible, that makes such a difference for those long-term life outcomes for children. Within community, everyone needs to be celebrated, and everyone's got strengths, and it helps everyone getting along and feeling comfortable together. Families need to be looking after themselves to make sure that they can then look after their children so that they are thriving and growing. A family that might find it tricky to go to the supermarket could, some help from an occupational therapist or behaviour and play therapist could help recognise what some of those triggers are, and then make supermarket shopping a bit more easier for the family. When people are engaging in community, you've worked on goals with the family, and then they're feeling confident to, this is the next step, and working out goals themselves. When there's acceptance and it feels like there's not judgment for families, I think that makes a really big difference. That makes people feel welcome, and that creates that whole thriving community, that acceptance, inclusion, and that warmness of a community.